Hey guys, welcome here to Tactical Rifleman. This is the part where I'm going to ask you guys if you can hear me okay. I think you can. I don't know. We'll see. You guys let me know. We've been having audio issues with our live streams this month earlier. So anyways, let me know. 5x5, whatever. Let me know in the chat room if you guys can hear me okay. I got 5x5 from the Donut. That's all that matters. So long as Donut can hear me, we're good to go. All right, so anyways, welcome to our Tactical Tuesday live stream. All right, we got our usual sponsor right here, Bucked Up. I even got their shirt on tonight. Ain't that sexy? I want to thank them for sponsoring us tonight, guys. And if you haven't checked out their stuff yet, you can go to buckedup.com. They've got no, it's not for you. Go woke or go broke. No. It's they've got all kinds of good energy drinks. If you are a workout guy, you want that pre-workout, post-workout recovery, they've got these are the ones Emery likes right here. The Buckshots, it's like a 5-hour energy drink. It's liquid. You can knock it back or you can pour it in a bottle of water. Emery likes to just use them as shots. You can also go to buckedupenergy.com. And let's say you like those Monster energy drinks. You know, your all your different, you know, Monsters and Mocha Monsters and this, that, and the other. They have a whole line, different flavors with caffeine, with less caffeine, with this added, that added, diet and totally not diet. But again, the blue raspberry, and they've got a tropical one also. It's kind of like a pina colada, but it makes your heart break. And so anyways, it's kind of cool. You check it out. I want to thank Bucked Up for sponsoring tonight's live stream. Good stuff indeed. I believe I got Steve Holland en route. I got myself a nice fresh cup of coffee. That is some good coffee too, guys. All right, what we do is we make 6 shots of espresso. All right, and then you froth yourself a little bit of Italian sweet cream. All right, it's evening, so I put a squirt of Hershey's chocolate syrup in there too, and it's kind of a mocha, right? Trust me, I've had a long day out in the hot sun. It's been 100 degrees here today, and I've been outside polishing the Jeep the whole time. I need a little caffeine in my life, so you can use Bucked Up, or like me, you can have 6 shots of espresso, right? Good stuff. All right, so you guys know the deal. Super Chat's turned down. If you want to, you got a question that's just jumping out and you want to do Super Chat, I'm all about you making a small donation to the preservation of Carl Erickson Foundation. All right, that'll help me put my daughter through, she's doing pre-med medical school. All right, but again, you don't have to. If you've got a legitimate question, just put it in the chat room. We call it the asylum, all right, because I got a lot of loyal viewers here. And if you got a decent question that's legitimate, my moderators will pull the question and they will send it to me. All right, I got one right here, right off the bat. This is from Dana Erickson. It says, love you and 2 hearts. All right, and that'd be my blushing bride. Love you too. And send. All right, cool. All right, first question of the night. All right, good. Yeah, I mentioned polishing my Jeep. I clean my Jeep once a year, guys, once a year. And that's because tomorrow morning we are going to the 2023 annual Greater Smoky Mountains Jeep Invasion in Pigeon Forge. Last year there was over 30,000 Jeeps here. They're predicting 40,000 Jeeps. And it's going to be a good time. I'm bringing my nephew. He's got a new Gladiator. He's bringing my niece, his wife, and their daughter, Ada. Ada's got a little remote control Jeep. that looks just like her dad's Gladiator. So anyways, we're going to have a good time. I need to look for new axles for my Jeep. I need a Data 70 in the back and a Dana 60 in the front. 500 horsepower, guys. I've got to have good axles for it. I can't keep breaking axles every time my foot accidentally pushes down to the floor. You know, it shit happens. I got a question here. Hey, Carl, when is your next trip to Moab, Utah? Legitimate question. Actually, the guys from the Tactical Rifleman Overland team, Karen and Mickey, Karen and Toby and Mickey and Melissa. Karen and Toby might actually be in the chat room right now. I believe they're on the road, on their way. Karen's here. That's one of the things we're going to work out at Pigeon Forge while we're hanging out at dinner and stuff. We're going to pull out the calendar. Right now, it will probably be September 2024. All right. Our last trip to Moab was last October, and it was an awesome trip, right? But we're like, now we can't. So every other year, we'll go West Coast, and then we went East Coast. We went and did Windrock, Appalachian Mountains on the East Coast. Next summer, we're going to go back to the West Coast, but it'll probably be September, so not quite the heat of the summer. You got to remember, summer in the mountains. The problem with October is they closed a lot of the mountains in Colorado because of snow. So we're going to go a week earlier. A month earlier. It will probably be September. Decent question indeed. All right. Dimitri just sent me a smiley face. Let's see. I got to pull up Susan and. Are you ready? She probably forgot we even have a live stream tonight. No, she wouldn't forget. She would not forget. So, anyways, we just filmed a bunch of good stuff. For example, if you notice right before the little fire intro, I plugged in this little 2-minute snippet that my son made. My son, you guys know I'm proud of my son. My son, he does a lot of our filming of our videos. He does a lot of our editing. Well, he came to me, it was yesterday. Yeah, came to me yesterday, and he's like, hey, Dad, I've been working on this new video editing thing, and I want to try something. Will you put your kit on for me? And I'm like, did I mention it was 97 degrees yesterday? Did I mention that? But I was already sweaty, completely doused in sweat anyways. Sure, why not? Why not, right? Sun doesn't ask for much. So I jammed 7 magazines of 5.56. I put on my helmet. I put on my body armor. Put on my gun belt, multicam. I even put a safety line on, right? My old Oakley assault gloves that have got 100 ops in Iraq. Put all this stuff on. Grab my Shorty AR. It's got the one with the registered tax stamp with the suppressor that has a registered tax stamp, and went out to the range. And my son's like, "I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to." And long story short, right off the bat, he said, "Hey, will you run at the camera?" And I'm like pointing at my knee. I'm like, I just had a full knee replacement. He's like, well, you don't have to run that fast. I'm like, so anyways, I ran, and guys, that was me wide open. That's as fast as I can move right now. And then I started shooting, but this gun, I haven't cleaned it since Operation Valkyrie 2 years ago. So much rust. Anyways, we are, no joke, 2.5, 3 minutes into this. And I'm still in my first magazine, and the gun shits the bed. I had a casing stuck in the chamber. Chamber's all rusted up and everything. It's not my work gun. It's just I happen to, I'll grab this one, right? My work gun's already in the Jeep. No problem. I'll take this one. And long story short, I didn't have a cleaning rod, a barrel rod to knock the casing out of the chamber. And like, Nick, I got to run back to the house. And he goes, yeah, I might have enough footage. This will work. So that little intro video, that's actually for an upcoming video we're doing about the 1X, 3X, and 5X micro prisms by Primary Arms. They've got these new micro prisms. They're Gen 2 stuff, and they're badass. So anyways, on that gun, I don't know if you noticed, there's a little 3X micro prism on it. So that little video Nick shot was for that upcoming video. It's about a month out. I think that's when that video will come out. We've got 2 videos coming up here for the next that are already done. I'm gonna see if I can pull them up on the tracker for you guys. See what I got. I have got this Friday is our door kicker video. It's we've got an old SF buddy named Byron Russell that is making guns. He was my master assaulter when I was a master sniper in my old SIF company. Byron went on to be a team sergeant, same time I was team sergeant. He was the assault team sergeant. I was the sniper team sergeant. And then I went on to be sergeant major, and we did great things together. He retired a little bit before me. Good people. Byron is very good people. But anyways, he makes a couple of different badass ARs. One of them is for competition. His son actually shoots for the Army Marksmanship Unit on their competitive 3-gun team. So he built to sell, but he built the gun the way his son wanted it for competition. And then he built what Byron wanted as an assaulter. So it's called the Door Kicker. That's this Friday's video. I think you guys will enjoy that. Then we've got another one fixing one of our educational videos, how to fix common shooting mistakes. This particular chapter is about if you're missing left, how to fix if you're missing left. Emery did that video. And then the following video, my church pistol that's got the little 507K on it? Well, about a year ago, they came out with a version that had the Vulcan reticle on it. And I wasn't real big on it at first. I was like, this thing's going to break. It's going to break. It's too flimsy. And that's why the video didn't come out right away. Primary Arms wanted me to film it like a year ago, right? When everybody else, Mike from Guns and Gear and everybody else, they were all filming these videos about that optic when it first came out. And I'm like, I'm not putting my name behind it yet. So I beat the snot out of it for about a year. And so anyways, that video comes out 3 weeks from now. And yeah, we are getting a little bit ahead on our videos. Why? Because I've got a lot going on. We have got classes coming up in September. Guys, September is only, a week and a half away? Yeah, not very far at all. Got 2 classes, 2 blocks of classes. One is 5 days straight, basically. Combat Pistol 101, Combat Pistol Carbine, and then Advanced Pistol Carbine. Combat Pistol Carbine, it's starting to fill up. Advanced Pistol Carbine starting to fill up. I have slots if you guys want them. But guys want to sign up for the advanced class. And you understand, all my classes build off of Combat Pistol 101. So take Combat Pistol 101, then Combat Pistol Carbine. And the reason why, because if you can master this with a pistol, then you can do this with a rifle. It's the same. Your muscle memory is the same, right? So anyways, I encourage everybody to sign up for Combat Pistol 101. It is the 13th of September. It's a Wednesday. It's right in the middle of the week. I know. Why would I do it right in the middle of the week? My reason for doing it in the middle of the week is, if I used to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but then you end up having to take a day or two prior to travel and a day or two afterwards to travel back home, because I got people that come in from Alaska, Maine, California, Brazil, so I was like, well, if I do it in the middle of the week, now you're just asking for 1 week of off from work instead of splitting it up over 2 weeks. And I still get to go home on the weekend and hug my blushing bride. But anyways, it started off as more classes, but right now it's Wednesday, combat pistol. I actually have that class on sale right now, $300. You get your t-shirt, you get your patch, your stickers, all that stuff. Student handouts. But the big thing is you get what we consider high quality training. I think a lot of you that have already taken the course, you'll attest to it. You're not wasting your money, not at all, coming to train with us. And that's Wednesday is combat pistol, and then we flow into combat pistol carbine. That's a 2-day course. It's got a night shoot on the first night. And then, anyways, that's what we've got. The week after that, the following weekend after that, we are running Gunrunner Carbine. I teach combat shooting. Unfortunately, a lot of people show up and they learn it, but they haven't mastered the firearm yet. So for me, if I could recommend you your first class ever that you should take, it should be Gunrunner Pistol. Emory ran that this month, but Gunrunner Carbine is I want to say the last weekend in September, second to last weekend, I think. And again, you can find all these dates at tacticalrifleman.com. All right, we have got Steve Holland rolling in. Yep. Guys, Susan said the fundraiser that we did for Ray last Tuesday night, we raised over, we raised a bunch. McMurdo Station threw down an extra $1,200, and he wasn't even the winner. All right. So we helped Ray out a lot. Basically, we got an extra $3,000 above what the auction was. So if you guys are interested in helping out Ray Craddock, he's one of you guys from the asylum who's trying some emergencies, experimental surgeries to try to save his left arm. You want the link, you can go to last Tuesday's live stream. How you doing, Steve?
Good, Carl. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Steve just rolled in. We got a couple more. Big tuna. Carl, how is the knee feeling? Knee's doing good, guys, but understand the doctors say it's a 1 year for full recovery. Okay, I don't have a year. I gave him 45 days, and it's not quite ready yet. So I'm disappointed, but the knee doesn't hurt. It's just stiff. I can't run. I'm doing the best I can. It's not bad. It's not bad. Punk's not dead. Can I ask a question? Sure. What are the best colors for not looking like military, colors that won't stand out? Weird question, but it's actually a gray. There's a gray, a matter of fact, Jeep it's a color of one of their Jeeps that is a particular shade of gray. If you look at the Army ACUs, and I hate the ACUs, but the ACUs have a gray. It's one of the 4 colors in it. Gray, I'm trying to think if I have one of the old Xterra jackets in here. I might. Would you grab me that jacket right there, Steve? It's under the bore camera. That jacket right there.
This one?
Yeah, the gray one. All right, so Steve's going to grab me a jacket. I know it don't look gray to you guys, but this is gray. And this color is what the military's done studies. Your guys from Virginia, this is what basically all the color of all their bags. And the reason why they said is it's not a military color. I have so much stuff in this room, it's crazy. But the cool part about this gray is it blends in with stone, it blends in with asphalt, it blends in with a lot of the side of a lot of buildings. But the other cool part about the gray, that particular type of material, is it will pick up mud. You can wet, basically, if you're in a dusty desert environment, you can wet the dirt, the color where you're at, you can rub it into that gray and it will hold the color. Does that make sense? So you can literally camouflage your gray jacket to match wherever you're at. You can't do that with a black jacket. You can make things darker, you can't make things lighter. All right, so anyway, decent question. I know, Susan, I'm falling way behind here. I started running my mouth early. All right. I did it again. I lost myself. All right. Here's another one. Steve is sharing to the world. Michelle Kuda. What would be cheapest light you would trust putting on your EDC handgun? My EDC is a Glock 19, and I run a Olight Mini Vampire 2. It's a little itty bitty Olight, and if you had asked me, would I trust my life to Olight, I would have told you, of course not. I'm going to run a Surefire. But a lot of you, my viewers, were showing up to classes with Olights, and I was like, I'd never heard of Olights. You know, this is some Israeli company or something. Turns out it's not Israeli. The company's actually in Hong Kong. They make the lights in China, but it's not a Chinese government-owned company, right? But it's Olight, right? So they have crap flashlights, but they also have a couple really good ones. So anyways, I was testing out this Mini Vampire 2, I think it is, rechargeable light, and they ended up sending me all these different ones that have IR and dual beams and all that, and I was like, okay, they're okay, but that original light, I'm like, I'm gonna beat the snot out of this thing, and I got a holster that fit it, and I'm like, I'm gonna run this thing as my EDC until it freaking dies. Guys, that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I can't kill it, because you understand, at night I take out my pistol, I unload it, take off the holster, and the empty pistol gets sat down next to my phone, and the light and the phone both get plugged in. So when I get up in the morning, it's 100%, that light is charged, my phone is 100% charged, and then I dry fire 5 times with whatever I'm going to wear for that day, and then I load, make ready, press check, I'm good, I holster it, and I'm off, ready to go. But yeah, I run all my work guns, I run Surefire lights because I trust my life to Surefire. I would say the same thing with EDC. If you're new to EDC and you can afford it, Surefire has got some great EDC lights. And they've got rechargeable ones also, if that's your thing. But honest, I wanted to hate on it. I wanted to hate on it bad, but the reality is it ran and continues to run to this day. So bash Olight all you want, guys. I know, oh, it's Chinese. Yeah, so is my cell phone. All right. But the company's actually owned in Hong Kong. It's not owned by the Chinese government like a lot of other companies are. All right. Let's go to that next question. Come on. I hate this stuff. I really do. All right, Oscar Peanut threw down $23.25. Okay. Hey, Carl, refresh my memory. When zeroing iron sights, do you recommend keeping the optic attached and adjust as you aim through, for example, EOTech aim point? Thanks. Yeah, here's the deal. A lot of guys will zero their iron sights first. All right, zero those iron sights. And then they'll tell you can put your red dot on, and you just dial your red dot to your iron sights. You can, or honestly, to me, all my shit's going to be close anyways. I always zero my iron sights, and then I zero my optic. But when you zero your iron sights, obviously if you've already got the red dot on the gun, leave it on the gun. If you haven't got it on the gun yet, leave it off. If it's a low power variable optic, you're going to have to leave it off because it's hard to look through that and line up your iron sights. A lot of people don't understand that. With shooting a red dot like a EOTech or an aim point, you can look right through it and line up your iron sights and use your iron sights. You can't do that with a low power variable optic, and that's why I recommend to people you go with 45-degree offsets iron sights on that if you're going to run a low power variable optic. All right, but zero your iron sights first. If you're running a red dot or a low power variable optic, leave it off the gun. If it's already mounted, just turn it off. Turn your aim point or EOTech off so it doesn't distract you, and just 100% zero those backup iron sights. Some people will tell you they like to run lower third co-witness. In other words, they run a taller mount on their optic so that the fixed blade front iron sight, the big triangle on the front of the M16A4, so it's not blocking your red dot. Okay, lower third, that's fine. But honest, if you're running flip-up backup iron sights, flip-up sights, co-witness them, get them that are the exact same height. Here's why. If I go to bring that rifle up, I'm going to be looking through my EOTech or my aim point or my 1X micro prism from Primary Arms, whatever it is. But if I go to bring up that EOTech and oh snap, my battery's dead, shit. Right there where my thumb is, that's for hitting the button for my flashlight. All right, I got to come back to hit my flashlight. I got a spot where it sits on the bare rail. If I back to hit the flashlight, but if I go forward, that's where that button is to flip up that front sight. I don't have to flip up both iron sight. I look through that back aim point, EOTech, whatever it is. All right, and then when that front sight pops up, guys, I'm now using the EOTech or dead aim point as my rear sight aperture, and you'll find you're going to be on easy at 100 meters. You got to go 300 meters, 400 meters, then flip up that rear sight, and you'll be awesome, because you guys want to be awesome. I know you do. Maybe you don't. All right, I got one more, Steve, and then you're up. All right. The Gustache 2531. His mom must have been just banging kids out of that crotch. She had to number them. That's so cool. All right, he threw down $10, guys. What is the best way to clean a wound before you dress it? Hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, plain water. All of the above. I don't care if you pour Jack Daniels in it. More important than anything else is that you get lots and lots and lots of sterile water in it. All right,
Daniels. That's alcohol abuse.
See, Steve will tell you that's alcohol abuse. All right. Big thing is to clean it out first. All right. If you've got a big turkey, the turkey baster, or if you're buying medical gear, buy a 60cc syringe, big monster syringe. You don't need to put a needle on the end of it. And you draw up sterile water. How do you make sterile water, guys? Just boil it, all right? Boil the snot out of some water. But cool it down again, all right? How do you cool it down? How do you cool down water rapidly? You take a bigger pot, fill it with ice, and then sit that pot in it. Anyways, work with me here. We're talking guerrilla surgery. Take your sterile water, draw it up in that syringe, and then literally irrigate that wound. If it's a through and through, if it's a glaze, a knife wound, car wreck, whatever it is, I don't care if you've got to take the brush on the back of the kitchen sink and you scrub all the little bits of gravel and sand and t-shirt. Remember, a shotgun blast is not just pushing buckshot through your side, it's pushing t-shirt and jacket and everything else through the wound also. You've got to get all that stuff out of there. After that, then you start doing your normal saline. Then you start doing, if you want to use hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, anything like that, that's fine. But understand, at the end, you should not be leaving hydrogen peroxide in a wound by itself. You'll notice that they will clean, like when you get you're getting an IV, they'll clean it with alcohol. Then they will clean it with betadine or something like that, iodine, all right? Hydrogen peroxide, whatever they're using. But they'll take the betadine, iodine, they'll clean it, but then they'll take one more alcohol prep pad and they will clean right down the middle of it. And what they're doing is that they are getting all that betadine and stuff off of the skin. Why? Because it's not good for the skin. It actually keeps eating and killing shit. Same thing inside the wound, guys. Get all of it out, all right? I'm big on having hydrogen peroxide for getting out, cleaning wounds out. I'm big on you having the big bottles of betadine to keep in your medical gear stash, bottles of isopropyl alcohol. Those are all great to have. Big stacks of 4x4 gauze for cleaning and dressing these wounds. Yeah, everybody wants to learn how to do suturing. You go to these survival conventions and they always have somebody there teaching how to suture, and they'll have like ham's feet, pig's feet there, and teaching people how to tie surgeon's knot. Guys, I would rather you learn how to do a delayed primary closure, let it heal from the inside out slowly, and you're going to have a much better chance of having that wound close up without it getting infected. Switch to Gucci Cam. Oh, sweet! We got the Stevester here. How you doing, Steve?
Good, Carl.
That's a good-looking shirt, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
That is a good-looking shirt.
These days.
I like that shirt. I do like that shirt. So how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good, brother.
Did you bring me your AKAR?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I need to borrow that from you.
Don't let me forget.
Yeah, because Monday, guys, I'm gone all weekend to the Jeep invasion, but Monday I am filming B-roll for Steve Holland's first Tactical Rifleman video. He did a great job. You guys are going to love Steve. Steve's awesome. Steve's subject matter expert. And anyways, but I want his video to be awesome, so we're going to film some more B-roll, shooting the gun and stuff. It's going to be awesome. I got one more come in. I just got another ding. No, we already did that one. All right, so what's new in the world of Steve Holland?
Oh, new in my world. The world is going crazy.
Yes.
In my world.
Yep.
God bless everybody in Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii.
Man, ain't that crazy?
We are with you. You are in our prayers. I
That is
know it's a
good
lot more
coffee.
to it than what it appears to be. I'm pretty sure that in God's time, the kingdom of heaven will expose all that wasn't right.
Probably.
We also have this new COVID craziness going. Back to mask mandates.
Not me.
There's so much, conspiracy theory going on out there, but you can see it where they're building it up, starting all over again. I think I saw on the news it was 17 states that started back with mask mandate, and then
But these are people that they're just chomping at the bit. They want to do it, but the reality is there's so many people out there that are going to be like, no. Yeah. What I love is watching them with their cloth masks on and they're vaping, knowing that the particles from the vape are like 10 times the size of the COVID virus, and they're trying to tell you that mask is doing anything for you. And guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying COVID was not a bad disease. COVID was a very, very bad disease. It was, but it was not the planet killer that I was hoping it would be. I want to solve world hunger. I really do. There's so many people out there that I really just want to put in a wood chipper. Man. But I'm glad it wasn't.
We got this new variant. I don't know, what is this, variant number 9?
Gucci
number
variant.
10.
Gucci
and
variant.
they named it Eris. Eris. Look it up, folks. It's named after Greek mythology goddess Eris, who's a goddess of discord. An appropriate name.
Invader 137 threw down $5. I shot my St. Victor 16-inch with a 1:8 low power variable optic. With 68 grain, 223 at 100 yard, groups average 1.18 inch at 300 yards was 14. Any pointers
14
besides shoot more? 300 yards.
Is he saying he went from 1.1 MOA to 14 in 300 yards?
Yeah, 1.2 basically.
And then at 300 yards?
300 yards. It's triple the distance. Here's the deal. 223. Check and see if your barrel says 5.56 on the side of it. Because you shooting 223 out of a 5.56 gun, there's a little bit of slop there. There's a little bit.
Yeah, but still, if he's holding at 100 like that, and then he shoots 14, that's that could be a twist rate problem.
Yeah.
I mean, because once it gets past 100, if he's shooting 63 grain, check and see what your barrel twist rate is. Also, we're call saying the 5.56 versus 223, but check your twist rate and get some more ammo.
Yeah, try different kinds of ammo. That's what we do.
And see what happens.
We had a guy show up at our tactical precision rifle course, and usually guys show up with 6.5s or 308s. Occasionally a guy will bring like a 300 or something, but we'll have a few guys that bring 5.56. Now understand they're not going to get out to 1100 than it did the 77 grain. 2 grain shouldn't make a difference. My gun liked the 75 better. So I had a bunch of, it was old Pine Valley ammo. I know Pine Valley's gone out of business because RUAG quit selling them projectiles during COVID. Screwed them because they were a good company. They were putting out high quality ammo too. But anyways, I had these 75 grain Pine Hill ammo. I gave chem student, I'm like, hey, try these. Don't change positions. Try these. And well, first we had Chad Holsizer get behind the gun and shoot. Chad had been through sniper school, and Chad couldn't group with this ammo either. We're talking 100 meters. We're doing the initial grouping drills at the beginning of the class, and this stuff is grouping like 3 MOAs. So it's like, all right, well, maybe chem's that bad, but I know Chad's not that bad. So we put the 75 grain ammo in it, and it went right down to 1-inch shot group. Okay, so I traded him 1 for 1. I was like, look, I brought enough of this stuff. You shoot the whole course with this 75 ammo. Worked great for him. And I'm not saying Hornady Black is not good ammo. I got a couple guns it runs great through. But I'm saying like Steve said, try different types of ammo in your gun. I'd also like to see you shoot groups at 200 and 250 and see if it's opening it up like this or if it's good and then all of a sudden it hits a distance, and that would tell me that for sure it's no longer stable. All right, it's not getting stable enough. All right, we lost you, Frozen. You're back. I guess I didn't even notice. We were gone for a while. You guys are gonna have to tell me what part you missed. Please don't tap the desk. I'm not allowed to tap the desk anymore. Steve, guys, 2 weeks ago, Steve wanted to talk about this SPR over here, because this is one of the original ones. You'll see where he beat on it with a hammer. It's like literally like your original one, right?
Yeah, it's the original.
It's the original.
It's the original Mark 12 SPR prototype in 6.8.
In 6.8.
Not the Mark 262, which is the original.
Yeah, the original. So I'm gonna give Steve the desk right here. First, I'm gonna turn the camera so you guys can look at the gun that Steve is talking about. All right, guys, it's this one right here. All right, so that's the one.
Follow my finger.
Right. Yeah, follow your finger. All right, Steve, I'm gonna go find some Cafe Patron XO. My coffee's gotten cold. I need to warm it back up.
I understand.
All right, you good?
I'm good.
You ready to talk about your blaster?
Yeah.
Guys, I give you the infamous Steve Holland. And I gotta take my phone.
So take the mic over here. Mic check. Okay, guys.
My ninja.
3 or 4 shows ago, we were at the Leatherwood Distillery in Clarksville, Tennessee, and this system was in the background. And one of the viewers asked me about the scope, and I didn't really answer it because we had intent to get to the whole system. So basically, what you're looking at is the original Mark 12 Mod 0 that Chris Murray and I built in 6.8. Once we validated the performance and accuracy of 6.8 in a bolt gun. And I meant to bring the bolt gun to share with you guys, but I guess I'll get to that later. So what you're looking at is the Mark 12 system. This system is a 20-inch system. We actually started off at 22. And I mentioned it prior to this that when we did the 77 grain ammo, which morphed into the Mark 262, myself and Chris Murray and Troy Lawton from the USAMU down at Fort Benning, we always started off with a longer barrel because we're wanting to see at what point does the ammo fall off to where you don't want to add any more barrel. Say you start off with a 24-inch barrel and the velocity is 6.8, let's say 2650, and you go from 24 to 22 and it's 2625, then you go to 20 and it's 2585, and you get to 18 it goes to 2500. So that lets you know right then that that ammo load is shorter than it needs to be. So basically, this one we ended up at 20 just to work the system. We ended up making the next one, I want to say, an 18-inch barrel, and then down to what became the Mod H, which was a 16.5, which is one of my favorite ones. Let me see if I can find some ammo. Hold on. Ammo. Okay, I believe I left my ammo in the truck, but I'll get some when the car comes back. So the original Mark 12 scopes from Leopold were basically, we took their 3 to 9 30 millimeter scope. I forget the model number, and we basically made it a tactical scope. We went to the milled out reticle. We went to the BDCs on the elevation and windage knob. Excuse me. Something about this place is wears my allergies out. So the we used it basically. We took an existing Leopold model and we had them modify it. Okay. And until they we worked with them to develop the scope line, which became their CQT line of scopes. That one right there is the one of the original CQTs. That's a 2.5 to 8. I think the next variant was when we added the illuminated reticle. And moderators, I recall, took his phone, so if you guys get any questions on this system, pop it up to me, and I will try to answer as best I can as I try to work through my allergies in this. It was 94 degrees outside, and walked in here and Carl's got an air conditioner set on like 70. So I'm trying to bear through this, but as you can see, this is one of the second generation handguards that I developed for Precision Reflex, as they claim, whatever. Shame on them. We all know the truth. This one, it doesn't have the swan rail across the top. The swan rail, when we did it for the Mod Zero and then the Mod H, the whole intent was to lock in the tube to the upper receiver and then have the dovetail cut so we could run the lasers would drop on and sit down below the line of sight with the scope. And of course, we've got the Ops Inc. Original muzzle brake. That is like the original muzzle brake. Now, we don't have the collar on the back end of the barrel on this one because, again, it was our first prototype and we were not looking at suppressor performance at the time. We were looking at barrel length performance. We had another one that went from 20 to 18, and that's when we went to the medium length gas tube for the dwell time on the gas port. This one is running a M16A2 length gas tube, and this one I want to say it's a 1 in 10 inch twist. That is I want to say that's a Noveski barrel. Originally, when we did the Mark 12s, I think Chris and I built 5 systems, and then we, once we validated everything, it went up to Crane and they released the contract out, and I think Douglas was making the barrels for the Mod Zero. Anyway, once it clears up, you see I'm sweating. It's like hot, cold, hot, cold. So this system, that's the M16A1 stock as part of the original system. I think that's a whole grip. And again, it wasn't built with all these fancy companies. I think that's an Olympic arms lower receiver. Because I was building this myself. I just, I said, hey, found a receiver I had laying around, nothing fancy, but, that system is 2, 3, 13. That system right there is literally 20 years old, because we built that, I think, in 2003. So I haven't shot it probably 9, 10 years, but when we did shoot it, it shoots hard. It shoots hard. I mean, it shoots really, really hard. Loves the 115 grain bullets, not so much the 110s. I mean, it shoots the 110s to a good standard, but shoots the 115s better. Okay. Here we go, Miss Susan. Okay. Oh my gosh. Further ado, wants to know what type brand of mags does it take, Steve? It takes, 6.8 mags. Trying to think and breathe at the same time. Oh my gosh. It's so many different mag companies out there. Trying to think. I know. I hate to keep bringing this up, but I work with Precision Reflex to develop, the 6.8 mag, which of course they claim is, they did it themselves. Shame on them. The Barrett 6.8 mags, I think we use those. We work with Barrett to develop their mag. A couple of shows ago, well, missed probably half a year ago, we showed the HK 416 in 6.8, which we did a program on that one. Yeah, I guess I just like. I guess I just keep doing it and get it over with. Normally when I get it over with, I'm good for like the rest of the day. The HK 416. I don't know if you guys remember when HK came out with their 5.56 mags, which was the first steel mags, and everybody went crazy for them, and so did we. And of course, the CAD guys, 416 was their baby, which it wasn't. The 416 was developed with HK at 5th Group and up at Crane. I can validate that. But anyway, so we got HK 416s and 6.8 done by HK Germany under Ernst Macht and my good friend, God bless him, rest in peace, Jim Schatz. And I wish I had time to tell you more about Jim. Awesome American, awesome. He and I served in the 82nd Airborne together. He was my senior shooting on the AMU.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to leave Steve hanging so long, but I was actually sitting with my wife watching Steve.
So
and Steve.
So the mags,
you don't want it like that?
We had HK made 416. There are still 5.56 416 mags and 6.8 along with the 6.8 416 carbines, and this is funded by CTTSO Tiswig out of DC, and the HK 416 6.8s were given to 5th Group, the Border Patrol, Border Patrol Tactical, and the U.S. Marshal SOG unit out of, I think it's New Orleans, Louisiana, something like that.
Big Tuna's asking where you can buy Franz ammo. I'm pretty sure Sportsman's Guide's got Franz ammo. I just bought 3,000 rounds of 5.56 Franz. I'm sorry, it was 223 Franz from G9. But G9 likes me. Tell them tell them Tactical Rifleman sent you. Again, that's G9. They make good ammo, guys. They make my EDC ammo. This is my EDC. All right, it is solid copper projectile. It has got what's called an external hollow point. There's no hole. It's got fins basically cut into it, but don't think of them as fins for like aerodynamic. Think of them like paddles on a paddle boat. They go the opposite direction of your lands and grooves. So basically when they hit a fluid, right, the human body, they throw out massive shock waves. They still go through drywall better. They go through clothing, leather jackets, windshield, car doors. So that's why I like G9, but I found out G9 also makes training frange, and I'm a big fan of frange for home defense. All right. Got another one here from Peter over in Hong Kong. He just threw down $10. Thoughts on combat belts compared to normal ones. Peter, you can wear a belt in combat or peacetime. A belt is a belt, brother. Whatever world you're in with your Tacoma, whatever, you can have whatever belt you want, brother. You have whatever belt you want. Guys, I didn't mean to leave you with Steve. Steve was having a hard time with his nose. Allergies, I guess. That's all I can assume. Mr. Holland, your opinion on the future of 6.8 and its platforms. Guys, the FBI basically killed 6.8 a long time ago. Will it ever be resurrected? Maybe, but it's like 300 Blackout. People have gotten quiet about 300 Blackout because 300 Blackout, one, it's a copy of 300 Whisper, but it's just, I like 300 Blackout. It's fun to shoot suppressed, and it's fun for me to play with reloading. 6.8, I know it performs better in certain things, but for me, the whole planet is covered with 5.56. Literally, you can go to any country and
We'll grab it.
yeah. Steve's gonna run up and go grab that ammo he was talking about, guys. I'm sorry, Steve had a runny nose. I know that bothers some of you guys when somebody's got snotology going on and stuff. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna put my. That's some good coffee right there, guys. That might be the best coffee I've had all day. Probably. Hey, I got a couple things I wanted to talk about. First off, if any of you guys are going to be near the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, anything like that, you want to stop by and visit, just comment on Instagram that you're there at the Jeep Invasion, and I'd love to visit with you. We can go do a cup of coffee or something. I like meeting you guys. I really do, sincerely. Please don't think I'm not approachable. I'm a very easy to get along with guy. Nutrient Survival. They're running some big sale for the month of August. August is winding to a close. But one of the things that they made, which they made it for me because I asked them to, they were talking, right? Because they sell these buckets with their food, right? And you get all this different stuff. I'm like, yeah, I looked at your buckets, guys, but I don't like that stuff. I don't like that stuff. I like that one, but I don't like this one. So I asked them to make my bucket. So, because here's the deal. And you can go to Nutrient Survival, and TR10 saves you 10% off of everything. If you go to tacticalrifleman.com, go to Companies We Love, and click on Nutrient Survival there. That's called an affiliate link. You still go to Nutrient Survival, but that way they know that I sent you. All right. Let me get my bucket open here. I filled this puppy with shit that I like. All right. So I, of course, have got to have Southwestern Medley. This is like my favorite stuff for me and my son to knock back at lunch. All right. From there, my favorite breakfast one is Homestyle Scramble. Guys, these things are, it's 100% freeze dried. It's going to last you forever, pretty well forever. They say the bags are only, I think, 15 years, but if you get the cans, it's 25 years. I've never had issues with this stuff. I've opened Mountain House cans that were like 30, 35 years old. And there's a place on the on the internet where they're opening like Mountain House cans, freeze-dried stuff that's over 50 years old, and it's still good. All right, and then my other favorite, these are the top three I like, is their 3-cheese macaroni. Again, it's stable, but these are the ones me and my son just like to snack on in the house. All right, my breakfast ones, I went with chocolate grain crunch, and then my other one is puppy right there, apple cinnamon oatmeal. Because breakfast to me, guys, is the most important meal of the day. That's just me. That's just me. That's what I like. This is the only way you'll get this cool Tactical Rifleman patch. That's Velcro on the back, but it's also got this totally badass Tactical Rifleman sticker. So anyways, I had them throw that in as kind of a Benny. Now, you got all these breakfast ones, so I had them put in the finished stuff in the bucket. These are the vitamin milk individual single servings, because you got to have that. You just do. All right, so anyways, that's my bucket. I like it. You guys don't have to order it. You don't have to, because I'm gonna. If I'm gonna stash this chow, and this is a bucket I'm not stashing. This is the bucket that goes in the camper. This is the bucket that me and my son we're gonna eat the hell out of it. So anyways, if you're interested, Nutrient Survival, I hit them up, and they're good with it. TR10 saves you guys 10% off of that stuff. I'm completely good with that. All right, guys, we are an hour into the live stream, and Susan said, oh, I just got another one. Hold on. Let's see. Nope. I got Kevin McCarthy. All right. Okay. All right. That's from Sly Tactical. You guys know I designed a sling. It's called. What else would I have it called? It's called the TR1 sling. I used to say, because I used to run a VTAC sling and an Edgar Sherman design sling and this sling and Blue Force sling, and all slings were okay. They're an 80% solution, and okay, the sling's a sling. They're not all perfect. An example of that is what's his name? John Lovell from Warrior Poet. He designed his own sling, but it's to be the way he wanted it. And I look at his sling and I listen to why he made his sling the way he did. And I'm like, yeah, I understand for you, that's what you want. But I didn't want that particular feature on my sling. So anyways, I was walking, it was actually at an NRA show, and Kevin from Sly Tactical said, hey man, I love your videos. Can I show you my sling? And I was like, man, sling's a sling. And he got poo-poo face. So I was like, because I'm not trying to say I'm anybody special. I'm just not. I'm like, I'm sorry. Show me your sling. So he showed me his sling. He's giving me the class on it. And I'm like, I hadn't thought of that. And he went on and he's talking about this. And I was like, all right, but I don't like that. I like this. And here's why. Africa, blah, 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 doing this. I prefer this. And he went, yeah, I never thought of that. Nobody's ever told me that. And he went on. We went back and forth for about an hour. And so anyways, a couple weeks later, I get an email and he said, hey, I made your sling. So he ends up sending me this sling. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay, but I would change this. Like a week later, I get another sling with the change. We went back and forth for about 9 months. I've got like 6 or 7 different slings, and they all have minute little changes. And it's definitely not cheap, not at all. For example, we originally started off with Noveski hardware, the little push button quick release on the back. They have a little side company that makes those things. We started off with them, but then lo and behold, beginning of COVID, quality went down the ass. So I'm like, I'm done with them. I want you to go back to the other mill spec. So fast forward, if you want to see a whole write-up on my whole sling, I have a whole video on just my TR1 sling. It's not a padded sling. You have to decide whether you want it left-handed or right-handed because of the way the latch is for the front of the gun. And but we have a left-handed, right-handed TR1 sling. Now, if you want a padded sling, if you've got a vagina and you can't handle the weight of that M60 machine gun, 240, whatever, and you need a padded sling, you can get what's called the TR2 sling, which is padded. I don't know the difference in price. But anyways, I'm not going to do it this week. I'm not. I'm going to wait. We're going to do it next Tuesday. But we are going to start doing a once a month giveaway of my slings. Now, if you want to get me, go to slytactical.com. My military law enforcement guys, if you put TAC-R MILMLEO, that gives you a discount, 20% off. Matter of fact, just about any of you guys can use that code. Just don't tell anybody. I have another code for the Tactical Rifleman community. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. But you'll look at it and you'll go, that's an expensive sling right there. Yep. It is. You know why? Because I only need to buy it once. My sling, I've got like 4 or 5 different ARs. You got to bring 2 to a class because if one shits a bed, you've got to be able to, hey guys, immediately pick up that other rifle and continue the drills. You have to. But let's say you have a student show up that's got a gun that's just not shooting worth a damn. I always give them one of my guns. So I will, whatever gun I'm using, I will take my sling and put it on my other gun or my third gun or my fourth gun. So think of it, you're only having to buy that one sling. All right. Big Tuna said, I got my TR bucket. Good stuff right there. I appreciate that, Tuna. I've had guys saying, Carl, I bought some of the stuff from Nutrient Survival. The stuff tastes like ass. I will agree with you. There are a couple things they make that I just, but that's like all freeze-dried foods. There's just certain things that are not, it's just not, no, I'd rather eat candy bars, right? Okay, of course candy bars taste better, but those certain ones right there, they are really good. Hi, Carl. Hi, Susan. Dimitri from Primary Arms Optics. Dimitri's in the house. That's awesome having you guys here visiting with me. It is. I enjoy having you guys here. I really do. Let's see. I got another one. Guys, if you got questions, just put them in the box. Crafty Sasquatch. Hey, Carl, talk to us about what you had on your feet in theater and now in peacetime. What's your everyday foot protection? All right. Back in the day, you'll hear people talk about Nike assault boots. If you go all the way back to basically beginning of the SAS and Delta and everybody, we had combat boots. And combat boots are slick on the bottom. You step on a concrete floor in a shoot house, bunch of 5.56 casings, you lose your footing. So there was a company called Nike that makes running shoes. Well, they actually made assault boots, Nike assault boots. And that's what everybody got to begin with. Fast forward, Oakley started making assault boots. Oakleys are okay. I've got a couple pair of them. Oakley makes great sunglasses. I'm here to tell you, even though I loved my Oakley assault boots, I loved them. I wore them on because they've got the tennis shoe insert in them, right? The whole insoles like it would the gel pack that would be in a tennis shoe. Sounds great, right? Sounds great. More comfortable. Well, I wore them on one of our sniper road marches. What I mean by sniper road march is my A-team with 80-pound rucksacks, because that's what our shit weighs overseas in combat. We would start doing road marches, walking through the woods and stuff. Walking through the woods, not so bad, but one of these routes we had other people with us, and they kept us on the roads. And I hit we did a 12-mile road march, but at about the 8-mile mark, remember, because most people don't go more than 5 miles, right? They don't. But about the 8-mile mark, those insoles quit bouncing back. They compressed and they stayed compressed, flat, which now made my boots like 3 sizes too large. My feet start floating around for the last 4 miles. And when I got to the end, I had blisters all over my feet. Lessons learned, all right? My reason for saying that is boots and footwear for different missions, all right? For different missions. So assault boots are great for doing assaults, all right? I actually wore regular, they weren't Oakleys, forgot who made them. Another company made my desert boots, and they were awesome. They were awesome. I don't remember that company, but over in Iraq, Afghanistan, and stuff, most of the time I was wearing Merrells. I would wear. Matter of fact, I got a pair of them on right now. All right. These are the Merrells I would always wear. If you look old pictures of me, matter of fact. Why? Because see, here's the deal, guys. And I know there's a lot of posers on the internet, but there's a lot of guys that did stuff, but they exaggerate stuff that they did. Honest, I'm so far past having to lie to you guys. I just don't. If I didn't do something, I'll tell you I didn't do it, but I don't need to lie. That's, if you look right, where we at, right? Those are, guys, right here. Those are Merrells. I'm wearing Merrells in this picture. That is my A-team, the battle in the Joff in 2004. Captain Tarlowski from 512 got killed during that trip. I have been told that the company got bought out or whatever, that quality control has gone down at Merrell's, and Merrell's are no longer the hotness. Okay, these Merrells are holding up great for me. They're a couple years old. I'm on like my fifth or sixth pair of them. I can't wear boots because I have a Achilles tendon injury from doing combatives. You guys see in the movies and stuff, they put somebody in a shoulder bar or arm bar. You heard the term arm bar. Arm bars, you lock a guy up in an arm bar, he will tap out because it causes a lot of pain. There are other joint locks, and one of them we were doing combatives. It was a 1-on-3 drill, 3 guys against 1 bad guy, and it was my turn to play the 1 bad guy. So it was 3 assaulters against me, and I had 2 of these guys cinched up. Well, the other guy, Lacey Cole, put me in an ankle bar, and he leaned back. The problem with the ankle bar is the ankle bar does not hurt at all. Not at all, until you have put enough pressure on the Achilles tendon where it attaches to the heel. About the time you get to where it hurts, you're doing physical damage to the person. And I've had that happen too many times, to the point where I'm going to take off that other shoe. All of my shoes, as soon as I buy them, I have to cut the back of them open. See how that's been cut? You won't see me wear boots very often, and the reason for that is I can't have pressure on my Achilles tendon. It sucks. Put that back on. All right. The other ones that we wear are called Salmons. Salmon, and there are different kinds of Salmons. They've got Gore-Tex ones and everything. My Salmons, and I apologize, I don't know the make of them. I think there's like Cross Tech or something like that. They are the ones that are made for cross-country runners, for basically running through the woods. They're almost like cleats. Now, you'll see me wearing them at classes a lot. Again, I have to cut the back of them. The reason why we like them is in the shoot house, if there's casings on the ground, those cleats will go right between the shell casings, and it still gives you traction on the ground. The problem with them, though, is those cleats wear out very, very quickly, so you only get about 6 months out of a pair of Salmons. No big deal. When I buy a new set, that last set, they've still got a couple months left on them. Those go in my go-to-hell bag in my vehicle. I rotate those shoes. I always put my newest set, my new old set, goes into my EDC bag. So if I'm driving in the vehicle, you got to drive 10 hours through the mountains, wherever, to go to a family reunion or a wedding or something, and you're wearing your Johnson & Murphy's and a nice suit. If all of a sudden you're in the ditch, it's the end of the world, zombie apocalypse, whatever, I don't have to fight in Johnson & Murphy leather, leather shoes. I can put on my Salmons. Inside my Salmons have got my E-Trex, wrist top Garmin GPS. I've got a compass. I've got a magazine. I've got all this stuff stuck inside those shoes, and they're on the outside of my bag. So I pull them out. That's all what I call pocket clutter. All that stuff goes right into my pockets, and then I can just put it on. I know there's other brands out that are the latest hotness, but for me, guys, I wear Merrell's, I wear Salmons. Those are the shoes that I wear. I'm sorry, I'm not as cool as some of the guys are out there. All right, S. Lee, dear Mr. Carl, what are your thoughts on the Beretta 92 M9? First off, the State Department, working with Brazil, basically told Department of Defense, you will buy the M9. That said, for the 1980s, the M9 was a good pistol. It was state of the art in the 1980s. Fast forward to the 90s, early 2000s, it needed a light rail, it needed tritium sights, it needed a heavier slide, and the Beretta M9 served the Army well in peacetime. But it's a dated design. There's a reason why nobody runs the Beretta anymore. And now, don't get me wrong, if you're one of those military historian guys, or you just want to shoot what you used back while you were in the military. You want to run an M16A4 with a triangle front sight and an ACOG, and you want to carry an M9 because that's what your muscle memory was back when you were in the Marine Corps. So be it. Honest, dude, I'm not going to bash you at all. Not at all. But for me, I will run modern firearms and the best that the military has to offer. Primary Arms Optics. That's Dimitri. He's here to say hi. Annalise and Kyle threw down $10. Annalise didn't even ask a question, guys. If you're not following Annalise, go to Instagram and put in Kentucky Fried Korean. Why? Because that shit's funny. And give her a follow. Annalise, she is Kyle's wife, and she is awesome. She missed her calling to be a comedian, stand-up comedian, but she's awesome. She's a sweet girl that loves guns. She loves freedom, and she has a great sense of humor. So, Annalise, thank you for all you do. Kyle, thank you for putting up with all of Annalise's shit. Because Kyle's awesome. Kyle comes every year to jump with us in Palatka, Florida. Guys, they're going to be jumping again in October, last week of October. I won't be there because I just had knee surgery. My son's going to go down. He's going to get one jump so he can stay current. They are running airborne school. If you're interested, you sign up at Ron Canopy Parachute Team USA.org. I will be back there in March so that I can stay current. They've actually made me the airborne commander. That's going to suck, Steve. But it's going to be like the biggest class ever because you've got all the guys from Grunt Style T-shirts. You've got all the guys from Horse Soldier Bourbon. You've got all these people that want to go jump into Normandy for the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion in June. That will be 1 year from my surgery. My ass is jumping into Normandy. Shh, don't tell him. Don't tell my surgeon. He'll lose his mind. All right. But, yeah, so anyways, I will be back down at Palatka, Florida. Kyle, I hope you come next March. Kyle always camps out on the drop zone with me, right next to the bar. They've got a nice little padded area where they park the little Cessnas and stuff. You good, Steve? You need some Sudafed or something?
No, I'm good.
You good? You sure? I can get you some Dayquil.
No,
Need some NyQuil?
keep some Dayquil, brother. No, it's
You'll be chugging that shit.
it's white man cold in here. So real quick on the M9 Beretta.
M9 Beretta.
Oh gosh, where did I begin? Being a 4-spot guy fifth group, I was the guy that championed the heavy slide for the Beretta and the tritium sights and all that. Just the same way I did with the M4 and the heavy barrel. The Beretta won the solicitation for the new pistol because of political reasons, and I know this for a fact.
State Department told them that they had already signed a agreement with Brazil. It was Brazil, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Brazil. They had an ongoing agreement to buy F-16s for Italy.
Oh, that's what it was, Italy.
And part of that agreement was we'll buy, this $3 billion package from you guys for F-16s. You need to buy a pistol. And I remember the pistol trials and SIG, I want to say the P226.
Yeah,
won.
That's what the Navy picked up.
Yeah, they won. I mean, they flat out won. And Beretta came back with a bid on their magazines that was so low that whoever the decision makers are up at that level decided that, okay, we're going to go with the Beretta package because it's less expensive. But from the guys I talked to who were handling the trials, they basically said it was a political decision based on the F-16 purchased by Italy. I did a lot of work with the Beretta trying to get it to run right. We're the ones that first started reporting that the slides were coming off, and we got that fixed. And Anyway,
Every guy in my class in Safartech broke their slides. Now, we had the Brigadier heavy slides, and we were still breaking them. What I mean by Brigadier slide, it was an aftermarket slide that was beefed up a lot on the side. And I said, I was one of them. My slide cracked. I didn't even notice it. The armorer, a female with like a nose that was like 9 inches long, she every so often she would inspect guns, and she's like, go get another slide. Your slide's cracked. And I looked at it. I was like, I'll be damned. It really is. Big Fuzzig's here asking, how is Sue? Guys, Sularoo is back in the hospital. I've been asked not to get into the details of it, but Sue's not in a good way. And I really want you guys to keep Sularoo in your prayers. I really do. Sue's not doing well at all. And poor Steve. Yeah. Steve got a head full of snot. Do you want me to get you some Dayquil?
No, man.
You sure?
All I do is when I go outside and walk around for 5 minutes, I'm okay. Then I come back in here and it's like...
You want me to get your jacket? You can put that jacket on, Steve.
I'm good.
You sure? I'll get you a sweatshirt.
I'm good. I just prefer Africa hot, man. You know. So, yeah. Sue, keep our brother Sue in your prayers. And also, I just found out, I mean, like literally like this exact minute, our brother Frank McFadden, who is just an awesome Special Forces soldier. I can't even go into detail on how much Frank has done for the Special Forces community and for the 5th Special Forces Group. Frank, even after he retired, you know, he came back to the unit to work at the unit because he loves the unit. And he also managed the Chapter 38, the 5th Special Forces, the Special Forces chapter for Fort Campbell area, Chapter 38. And I just found out a text from Colonel...
Susan wants us to quit banging on the desk.
Oh, sorry about that. From Colonel Slimp and...
It's me that's doing it, not you, but...
From Colonel Slimp and General Jones that Frank is in a bad way. He's now in hospice. He was on ODA 534 during Desert Storm, and he's dying of pancreatic cancer. So all of you that know CSM Frank McFadden, all of you that don't know Frank, just know that Frank is a great American, a great patriot, great soldier, just downright flat out great man, a man of God. Put him in your prayers, keep him in your prayers. Put his family in your prayers, keep him in your prayers.
They want me to force meds on you. Jesse Spittler, Carl Steve, question, what's cooler, a Ma Deuce or a minigun? Which would you rather have against a horde of zombies? I'm a big fan of the minigun just because it's a minigun. That said, I love my Barrett 50 cal. I'm a big fan of the round of 50 cal. And the Ma Deuce is a timeless piece that goes all the way back to World War II. And the Ma Deuce is awesome. My only gripe with the Ma Deuce is I don't like carrying that son of a gun. Yeah. I do not. But carrying a minigun's not easy either. I'll tell you what, it's ammo-wise, a minigun will eat some ammo. But there's just something beautiful about having a garden hose like that. I'm gonna go minigun. Against zombies.
The last time I ran into a horde of zombies, I just turned the truck around and drove the fuck away. So they can't run that fast.
When the zombies, my Suburbans got them in. You guys ever notice in the doors of your vehicles there's a little umbrella pocket? It's actually called umbrella pocket. That is the perfect size pocket for the mini cans of bear spray. You still get your 60-foot range, but the mini can just doesn't have as much as the big cans of bear spray. But you can still get 60 feet with it. But it fits in those umbrella pockets. The the window shades on the front of the Jeep where the latch is for taking out the T-tops, those hold the mini bear spray cans in little, they come with little nylon scabbards. and those cans are for getting zombies out of the way in front of my vehicle, because I really don't want to run people over. But understand, if I've sprayed you with bear spray, I have turned the other cheek. That's all you get. I'm only giving you one warning. After that, your ass is eating a set of Mickey Thompson 37-inch tires.
Let me get back to the question on the 6.8 mags. I think it was Further Ado asked the question. I don't know if Barrett still makes mags.
I hope they do, because I need mags.
But I do know I run 20-round mags in my 6.8s because you don't have that curve that deals with that. And I really figured that out a long time ago, and ended up.
They want us to stop pounding on the desk.
Sorry about that.
Apparently, when I go
yeah. There's Further Ado, there's a mod that you can do to 20-round magazines that make them run absolutely top 100% reliable.
Yeah, just put the Magpul followers in them. That's all I do. Mine always run great. My 20 rounders, I put a no shit 30 round regular Magpul followers in it, and they run awesome.
But anyway, there's a mod you can do. I don't want to go over it right now because I might give you the wrong direction. I know how to do it. It's basically relieving pressure on the back side of the magazine. Okay, bullet goes in this way on the back side and inside the rear groove. There's a way to relieve that with a cutter or drill press that will make those mags. I think they'll take another 2 rounds and make them run pretty reliable. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. All right. Guys, we're caught up on questions. All right.
I want to...
No, Steve, we already got that one. All right. Guys, we are...
You remember Frank, right?
What's this one?
Frank? You remember Frank?
That's Frank McMadden.
Frank McFadden, yeah.
Yeah. You already mentioned him.
Yeah. So I just showing you the picture anyway.
Yeah, that sucks.
So,
You suck.
guys, let me...
Where's your box of woe?
I didn't bring a box of woe.
What'd you bring? Oh, he brought the bag.
I brought the bag
of woe.
I brought the bag.
Okay.
A few shows ago, we showed you the Rock River Arms LAR 47, AR 15 that takes the AK 47 magazine, and it had a folding stock. Law Tactical to make the folding adapter that goes on not just the LAR 47 but any AR 15, even though it's a gas impingement versus a piston gun. It allows you to have a fold, but at the same time, when you fold it, it makes it portable, but you can't fire it from the folded position. They make a bolt carrier group called the ARIC that allows you to not only fold the stock for portability like I used to do with the AKMs in the Humvee, but you can also fire from the folded position. So Kevin Boland at Law Tactical has sent the TR team, just call Randy, Emery, Alan, and Jamie, a set of the ARIC internal carrier and the folding adapter for us to conduct a Tactical Rifleman Nation full assessment on their systems.
Huh.
So,
I actually got a gun I want to put that in.
Jamie, Alan, Emery, Randy, Carl has your stuff. So, it's in the bag.
One of these for me? Because you didn't say my name. You said everybody but me. I get one?
You are the TR team leader.
I didn't want to read into it and stuff.
There you go. No, but I'm just letting the other team members know that if Carl never shows up to the range, even though it's his range, and he's got 5 AR-15s that have folding stocks, that Jamie, Randy, and Alan
Guys,
need to address that.
You guys, if you've not been anywhere around me, you'll know I'm one of the most generous people you'll ever meet.
So your stuff is with Carl.
All right. No, that's cool, Steve. Very, very cool.
And again, thank you, Kevin Boland at Law Tactical. We will continue to work with Kevin and Law Tactical on their systems and report back to the TR Nation our results of our user assessment on these systems.
We're not getting them this weekend. I'm gone.
Me, myself, the one I had on my LAR 47 was a loaner, so Alan took it back. And the moment I was like, I felt naked.
Naked.
I felt naked. Because
how'd you feel, Steve?
Naked. Because when I put the LAR 47 in my bag, the stock is sticking out about 5 or 6 inches. But when I had the folding system, I had like an extra 10 inches of space in my bag. And I was like, do you have to take it back? And so, but Kevin Boland.
Oh, so you don't get one for yourself? You don't have one? Or did you get one now?
I have one that I am considering on our next show. I know this thing with, I don't really go into the St. Petersburg, Florida thing because, Frank told you 2 months ago. 2 months ago. We're 2 months, oh man, we got plenty of time. Now it's next week.
Yeah,
So, what I am considering as a recommendation to you, team leader, is that if we don't make the St. Petersburg show, let's do the Leatherwood Distillery.
Let's do Leatherwood.
We'll do the Leatherwood, and we will have a giveaway.
But you got one. You did get one for yourself.
For the giveaway.
You're going to give away your own. You just said you wanted one for your own gun, Steve.
Yeah. But I'm saying.
But do you have one is what I'm saying. Did you get one?
Yeah, but it's going to be the giveaway.
Why would you give it away when you need one for your...
Because I know the person who I got them from.
So you think you can get another one for you? See, that's a generous son of a gun, because I'd be like, yeah, I want to give one away, but I want one for me.
Oh, dude, I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, I've had that LAR 47 for almost 14 years. And just for some reason, about 5 or 6 months ago, I was looking at it. I said, you know what? This thing's been sitting here for like 10 years. I haven't shot it for a while. And then I started shooting. And then you had me come out to do the video. And the more I shot it, and I'm running that Hornady 123 grade SST ammo, I was like, Lord, I love this thing. I mean, I like my 6.8s, but it still comes down to ammunition availability. I can run AK-47 mags, even though I'm running the Rock River Arms polymer mag. But I got some AK-47 mags from my good buddy Billy Dickens. And once that I was able to fold that stock, I said, man, it changes everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it really changes how you carry and how you handle your EDC carbine. I mean, it really does. And with the addition of the ARIC carrier system, to where you can actually fire from the folding position, that really takes it to the next level. And of course, when I think about that, I think, man, I hope they got this right, because when you fire that bolt with the stock folded,
you ain't got that shit coming back in your face.
Shit coming back. So
we'll see how it runs, guys. We'll let you know. We will. Future TR video. All right, cool stuff. All right, Steve, what else was in your bag of woe? Was that all you had?
No, that was pretty much what I bought for tonight.
Nice.
Except for the
nice. All right, let me see what I got over here that I want to talk about to you guys. All right. We are caught up. Oh, shit, the phone had to ring one more time. Let's see what Miss Britcher's got. All right, yes, guys, I will cut down on my banging on the desk. I really will. I will cut down. All right, guys, if you've got any last-minute questions you want to get in, we're over an hour and a half into this live stream. That's a good live stream, right? So if we wrap this thing up for tonight, I'm completely good with that, but I know you guys will have a couple last-minute questions. We're going to wrap this up early because I've got to get on the road early, and I got to get Steve some Dayquil. I think I'm going to hit him with a bottle of NyQuil. I'm sorry,
No,
guys.
I'm not going to do NyQuil. I got to drive.
Yeah, you do got
The
poor Steve.
but the for you guys in Clarksville, the local area,
We're gonna do that.
we're going to do that. I guess on the 29th.
Is it the 29th?
Yeah.
Let me check. 29th. That is, yeah. Next Tuesday, we're gonna do our. We'll do it at the. Chances are we will do it at the Leatherwood Distillery. If Steve can coordinate everything, hit him up. Let's make sure we can do it. So if you guys are in the area, feel free to come out. And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to bang on the desk. But we'll have the cool part about us doing it in this area is when Steve emails everybody out and says, hey, we want anybody from Fifth Group to come visit. He always has guys that come out, which I think is really, really cool. We did have another one come in. This is Ghost Enemy. How do you carry extra mag? Do you just keep it in the pocket? I use what's called a Neo Mag. A Neo Mag has got it's got like a little belt clip on the top of it, and it's got a magnet on its side. And it's designed. The original design was for you to put it in your pocket and clip it, and it would stay put just inside the top of your pocket. I don't do that. Because I run EDC inside the waistband. So what I do is I keep my Neo Mag. I guess I could run a regular appendix carry holster that's got an extra mag pouch on the front of it. I don't, because my little Neo Mag holder with the magnet, I can attach a magazine, a Glock magazine, whether it is one of my new Shield mags that's 15 rounds for my church pistol, or a 17 round mag, regular Glock mag for my Glock 19. My Glock 19's got a 15 round mag in it, so it's flush. It doesn't print as bad. But my speed reload mag is a 17 round mag.
Let me tell you how fast Steve Holland is.
How fast is Steve?
How fast am I?
How fast are you, Steve?
Like for you old folks, the road runner
Snatch
fast.
that shit out of your
Snatch
hand.
that shit out of Luke Rocco's hand. How fast am I?
How fast are you, Steve?
Read that.
Come on, we got you. I'll put it on the calendar. All right, guys, next Tuesday,
Boom.
Leatherwood Distillery. He didn't mean to bang on the desk
Sorry.
with that phone over.
Leatherwood Distillery.
Leatherwood Distillery. It's good.
Decision
stuff,
made.
guys.
We just
we'll have to do a giveaway of a bottle, maybe. No, because you're going to give away one of your flux capacitors from Law Tactical.
what's the
ARIC.
The
AR integrated carrier.
what's that name that Martian uses on Bugs Bunny Roadrunner? The something Ludium 238 space modulator.
Steve's going to give away one of these right here, guys, and possibly a folder.
Well, they can't run that without the folder.
Technically,
So,
you could,
technically-
Steve. Technically, you could.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's
I'm here
true.
for you.
Now, but you're gonna have double spring action. Now you're gonna have a buffer.
Yeah. There's still the pin there that would keep it from going back.
Yeah, but you might have too much give.
No, because there's a pin there that's retaining the buffer. That's going to retain the one on the front of it also from going
Right.
back. I'm here for you. I'm here for Steve. Why?
I'm-
Because you know what?
I'm
Because
sure
no matter
all
how
tactical.
awesome he is, he needs me. And no matter
Yes, I do.
how awesome I am, you guys know I need this Steve. I do. I need Steve. I'm here for you, Steve. I'm here for you. All right.
45 seconds to get an answer on Leatherwood Distillery.
Booyah. Grandma.
Booyah!
I couldn't pull
Kaylee
that
and
off.
Alyssa and Andy.
I couldn't pull that off at all. All right, next one is from Primary Arms Optics. Most interesting thing you guys ate overseas. Most interesting thing. Ooh, Steve, you want to go first?
Rice that moves by itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine's a little better than that. I had what's called a high class. I'm like, what are you talking about? These Kuwaiti buddies of mine, Jabber and Faisal, Kuwaitis. They grew up in America. They love America. You got to remember, right? This was 1995. They loved Americans back then. They loved because we helped, rescue Kuwait. We liberated them. So Jabber and Faisal, their family owns a big gold souk downtown, and they're like, "Hey, Carl, you and OJ Bailey, my old combo guy, they're like, meet us down at our flat. See, you have you have your home where your wife lives and your kids live, but then all Kuwaiti males also have an apartment, their flat. That's where they keep all their alcohol and their Russian prostitutes, stuff like that. Russian prostitutes, that's Bahrain, that's Saudi, but the Kuwaitis, they'd have their Playboy magazines and their alcohol there, whatever, right? They're nice guys, Jabber and Faisal. So they're like, meet us at the flat, we're going to go get a high class. I'm like, what's a high class? They're making a call. It is the best drink you'll ever have. You're going to love this. So I'm like, okay. So we borrow one of the little SUVs, little tan SUV. It's still got the black upside down V painted on the door from the initial invasion. That was how you could tell friend or foe from miles away. I got my little SUV, and we are on 6th Ring Road in Kuwait City. You got first ring, second ring, third, 6th Ring Road, and I pull up the stoplight, and it's 6 lanes wide. Pull up the stoplight, and I have this Porsche Targa pull up on one side, and I got a Lamborghini pulls up on the other side. So, of course, I dump the clutch, and I start revving the engine. My little 3-cylinder, it's just rattling. Nuts and bolts are falling off of it. There's a half a case of MREs in the back of it. OJ Bailey sitting next to me, and these Kuwaitis looking over at us, and they're like, oh, they want the race. So I dump that clutch. That's all I got. These guys, and they just took off. And by the way, the Porsche Targa beat the Lamborghini. They were gone. They were gone. And so anyways, we pull in, and Jabber and Faisal, we meet them when we go to this little, it's an outdoor restaurant. So you kind of pull off to the curb, and they run it's a little manservant, one of the slaves, right? Because slavery is alive on the planet, guys. They send one of the little Bangladeshis out to get your order, and it's like with the high class. And now a high class is like, I want to say it's like 5 KD, Kuwaiti dinar, and it's a 3-to-1 rate. So this is a drink, but it's it's 15 American dollars for this thing. It better have some alcohol in it. Nada. They bring me this pineapple that's been hollowed out. It's got a straw, and it's got like some ice cream mixed with fruit juice. And this is Kuwait, guys. So this fly is like all over everything. They hand me this thing like it's a holy frickin' grail. So I take this thing and my little straw, and remember, I just paid 5 Kuwaiti dinar for this thing, and
wait a minute, these guys invite you out. They own a gold consortium store in Kuwait, and you have to pay.
I think now that you mentioned, I think that they did pay, but either way, I knew this was $15. This is. Because you got to remember, right now it's $15 for a beer if you're at a football game, okay? But this was 1990. I want to say it was 94, 95, not 94. I think no, it was 95.
That's when we had
Cokes were $1. Not even $1. 60 cents for a Mountain Dew. This thing's 15 freaking bucks. 15 freaking bucks. And I'm like, no, this is going to suck. Damned if that thing wasn't good. I never drank no shit like that. It flies all over it and everything. you know that you got 4 booger eaters over there just making that stuff, and there ain't no refrigeration. They got a little cooler filled with ice cream and everything, and there are Lamborghinis and all these Aston Martins and everything, and they just pull in and just kind of stop, yella, and the little manservant runs right out, gets their order, runs back, and everybody's got crayon money and shit. But yeah, that's about the weirdest shit I've ever eaten. Now, I know you wanted to hear that Carl's eaten snake. I've eaten snake a dozen times. Goats and lizards. And I was in the mart in Africa, and they sold hanging up beef and pig and chicken, and then it said monkey, and then it said rat, and then the last thing said meat.
Yeah.
So you can get monkey on a stick, you can get rat on a stick. Right next to it is meat.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking, guys. That's what the sign said. And then, again, flies all over. Why? Because it's Africa. I've eaten all that stuff. I know that's what you wanted to hear, something cool. But honestly, the weirdest shit I've ever eaten was a high class. I actually have a picture of me holding a high class. It's a pineapple. I might even had an umbrella on it. Straw coming out. I got my Tom Selleck mustache. And you can't get that smile off my face. That picture is around here somewhere. Shit.
So here's mine.
All right, Steve, you go ahead.
So, several tales ago, I told you guys that we're doing Desert Storm. We Special Forces. We work with the Indige, and there was a coalition, and we were assigned to the Syrians, the Egyptians, and the Kuwaitis. The Egyptian commander, well, my team leader, Crazy Ed Carter, for some reason, anytime he met with the Egyptian commanders, he always wanted me to go along. I said, Ed, it's 10 o'clock at night, He said, well, they called for me. I need to go. I said, well, you need to go. Because I was running the snipers, and the snipers, we work at night. So I used to often discuss this with my team when they would wake up at, 6:30 in the morning. They're like, Steve, we got to do this. I said, dude, I just got in at 5. So we go to this little gathering, and they have the big silver plate with the goat in the middle.
Yeah.
And then all this rice around the goat, and then there's the bread, the falafel, not falafel, but whatever the bread was they used over there.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing. So you take the bread. Once you get past all the pleasantries and the tea sipping and everything else, and so of course you got to wait for the host to be the first one to grab the goat, which is the best part, whatever the best part is of the goat, maybe the eyeball. And since we were the guests, they said you guys should go first, So, and the guy was telling me, hey, Steve, take the ear. Steve, take the eyeball. And so I took a piece of bread. I took the eyeball. I ate the edges of the bread. Once everybody got busy digging in, I took the bread with the eyeball up and I put it in my lap and sat on it. I was like, I made no damn eyeball. So as we were eating this thing, I happened to lean over to, scoop up some rice, and the rice was moving around. So I kind of looked at Ed. I said, Ed. He goes, what? Because he's talking. They're going back and forth. I go, the rice is moving. He's like, what? I said, the rice is moving. And he looked over. Now, he's already had like 2 or 3 scoops of this rice. I was meat first and then go get to the rice. And as we looked at this rice, he looked at it. He goes, those are maggots. I said, damn sure is. That's what's moving. It's maggots in the rice. And they're moving around.
Guys, I wasn't joking.
And these guys were like, Steve, eat up. And I'm sitting there watching this rice, these maggots in this rice move around. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, scoop, wait till everybody don't look, stick that in my lap. I got the eyeball, I got the goat eyeball in my lap, wrapped in bread. Now I got this rice wrapped in bread sitting in my lap. And I'm like, okay, when I get up, I'm about to stand up in a way I can scoop this stuff up and stick it in my cargo pocket because I'm not eating no maggoty rice. So I did have a couple of bites of it where I could kind of push the maggots away. But that's probably the worst thing, because you were obligated by courtesy to eat at that dinner. So I tried to stick to the goat meat that the maggots came from.
Now, he did say most interesting. It didn't have to see grossest. And that's why I thought, what is the most interesting? Guys, I actually found the picture. I'm not joking. The Tom Selleck
stash.
With my high class. I'm not joking. I'm sitting in an old Desert Storm SUV. And, funny stuff. Funny stuff, yeah. That was like my... we're only so many deployments into this world here. Guys, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. It's been a good night. Steve is tapped out. You got any parting words for him, Steve? No, he says no parting words. Okay. You guys know he had the usual prayer. The usual prayer for you. I do ask that you guys keep Sue LaRue in your prayers. And...
Frank McFadden in your prayers.
And Frank McFadden also.
And guys, like I said, these are interesting times. They're not end times, but they're interesting times. So keep this COVID heiress situation in mind, because there's only one or two reasons why they want to start this back up again. So just keep it in mind, keep it in prayer. And always remember, God is watching. The kingdom of heaven is watching.
All right, guys. Next Tuesday, same bad time, same bad channel. We'll see you there. Y'all take care and shoot straight.